Are we on?
We are on.
Okay, so remember last week when I was going, da, 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 da. You know what that is? That's not Price is Right.
What is it?
That's Hockey Night in Canada.
Oh, yes,
It is, right?
It is.
Somebody told me that on Twitter, and I'm like, of course it's Hockey Night in Canada. I'm an idiot. And now, you know what? I don't even remember it.
No, it's gone.
No. You hear a girl's voice in the background? That's Bethan. Bethan, shush.
I can hear it in my head, but it won't come out of my mouth. It's not trapped in there.
Okay, hang on. My mic stand is all wonky here. You know what? We need better mic stands.
Yeah.
I want an arm.
Yeah.
Because then I keep like leaning and my neck gets sore.
I know.
And then I want to sit back and I'm too far from the microphone.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Jocko podcast video?
Yes.
Did you see how much I fidget?
Yeah.
I'm a fidgety dude.
Oh, you're a fidgety.
How did I ever be a sniper?
I don't know. Maybe you're making it up.
Well, no, you know what? When I have to sit still, I'm actually really good at it. But I get uncomfortable nowadays. Sore back, sore shoulder. I fell on... Oh, did I tell you when I fell on my tailbone?
No? Recently?
I didn't tell you this?
No.
I thought... No. I'm pretty sure I talked about this in the first podcast. Alana's chairs that she bought when we didn't need new chairs.
Nope.
They were just pretty.
Nope.
I came home from a trip from the weekend and I was like, hey, why do we have new chairs?
Nope. New news.
Okay, well, I think our listeners will disagree. But anyway, so she has these chairs.
Okay.
I hates them. Baby, I love you, but I hate your chairs. And they, like, both kids have fallen off them.
Right.
They are not steady chairs. And when I get up, because I don't have ankles, I have to push myself up usually with my hand off the chair I'm on, or I got to sit way forward to give me the momentum to stand up, right? Yep. And when I did that, this chair went out from underneath me.
Oh, yikes.
I hit the ground so hard on my tailbone. I thought I was crippled.
That's the worst feeling.
Oh
ever.
my! And the kids are like, "What's going on?" I'm laying. When I get hurt really bad, I laugh.
Right.
I'm like, ha, 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 ouch, 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 and I'm like trying to just, fool myself into thinking it's not pain.
Yep.
And yeah, it still hurts. And we're talking, it's been like 2 weeks.
Oh shit.
And I told her like because I think I was leaving I think it was before I went to Jocko actually. Anyway, point is the chair is still there. My ass still hurts. So that's why I fidget so much.
That'll do it.
Because I'm just not physically, capable of sitting still anymore. Whatever. I'm not a sniper anymore, so who cares?
You're not comfortable. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so this is the Jody Mitic podcast number 4. And if you were listening last week, you heard me humming the wonderful sounds of Hockey Night in Canada. You know what someone suggested, though?
What's that?
We hum a new song every episode.
I saw that.
And I say no.
Right.
Why? Well, I don't even hum in the shower.
Are you afraid that I'll outshine you? That people like my humming better than yours?
Let's settle down. Outshine me on my own podcast?
Well, I mean...
Do I have to take away your microphone?
I'm going to get punished.
So as usual, we are at Greco Orleans, the wonderful gym. You know what? The more I come here, the more I want to join. Can I do bodybuilding here?
You can do whatever you want.
No. I know you're the manager. Would I be able to get the physique I require from the equipment here?
Yeah, I think...
Or should I wait till after the bodybuilding contest before I come over?
With some of the stuff that you've adapted to, I know that you're really into the hack squat.
Is this more CrossFit?
No.
Or is it more circuit training?
I mean...
I see a lot of dumbbells. I don't see a lot of bench press.
It's going to be... we don't have those machines, like the big CM machines that any.
But is there even a bench press out there? Or is there a rack
on the other side that you can't see right there? There is a rack where we bench from, squat from. You can deadlift there, but we don't have like a hack squat and things like that.
Oh, I love the hack squat. My ass is so firm now. So Bethan's giving me a big thumbs up. Love it. I love the female perspective, by the way.
No, it's good.
It's nice.
Good.
It's nice.
Yeah, I like to have that. So we can make it work for you, but it's just different from what you're doing now.
Right. You know what? We'll talk. I think I'll stick with what I know for now because it took me a long time to get to this point.
Yes.
You were there from the beginning.
Yes.
Came to you with great hopes and dashed them against a rock over and over again. Of course, we are sponsored, sort of. I mean, he gave us some free coffee, so it's kind of a sponsor. Firehouse Coffee. Fire, Haus, a local Ottawa firefighter. So support a first responder that's trying to make the world a better place by giving us the coffee.
And it does.
And we know I'm a coffee freak, and Luke's a coffee freak.
I'm becoming more of a coffee freak, actually.
I'm a bit of a coffee snob.
I just really love it now. And even it's not even all about the caffeine. I'm into the decaf too. I'm trying to try
Lose
out
my
new
number.
Hey, come on, man.
Decaf?
Wait, I was just kidding, maybe?
That's like non-alcoholic beer. What are you even talking about?
What's the point of that?
Why?
I'm just really digging the flavors, actually.
But dig the flavors with coffee, not decaf. Pretend.
Yeah, but I'm turning other drinks into coffee-flavored drinks. Is what I'm saying. Yes? You follow me? You're not in.
Dude,
You're
no.
off.
This is an argument you'll never convince me.
Right. No,
Decaf coffee?
I see in your eyes that there is no leaning.
I spit on your decaf.
Yes, you do.
That's what I do.
You know what you don't spit on, though?
What?
Is the Maui Hawaiian or the Hawaiian Maui blend that I've been drinking.
Well,
the Firehouse one.
next time he sends us some, we'll have to like switch because I took the espresso and I took the Colombian.
See, I
haven't tried the Colombian yet. But
Right.
I've had the espresso. I'm almost out. So if our man at Firehouse could send me over about 18 pounds, that'd be great because my espresso machine, it just chews it all up. I hit the button,
Yum, yum,
and
yum,
it just num, all that coffee.
Yeah.
And then I make an espresso, and I go, that was good. Maybe I'll make another.
Maybe
So in the morning, I think I've said this, I make a shake.
Yep.
And this morning, I put 4 shots of Firehouse espresso.
Okay, yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah. Council was super exciting.
No
Because
doubt.
we had council this
And
morning.
sweaty.
I was a little bit sweaty. Well, because I sweat in a suit anyway.
Yeah.
So then I had the 4 shots. I had, of course, my Nutrimind, who I'm still hoping they will decide to make more for us.
Fingers crossed.
Remind me later. I can't say it now, but we have another potential sponsor.
10-4.
Once, do you know how many downloads we have yet?
We were just about at 3,000, 2920.
And that's total, though, all 3 episodes.
Correct.
That's amazing.
I
I got to be honest. I didn't think we'd reach thousands until like episode 22.
People are digging it.
People are enjoying. I got a tweet from a guy in Australia.
Yeah, I've looked at like the geographic profile, and there's people all over the world that are hearing this
Is it
thing.
crazy?
Yeah, it's wild.
So we all know why, though. I mean, I was on Jocko.
Sure.
And so thanks for coming from Jocko to the Jody Mitic podcast, guys. I'm just a dude trying to make things happen, trying to make my little tiny part of the world a better place, just like Luke. That's why I like hanging out with Luke.
That's right.
Okay, so today is June 8th, and it's been an interesting week for me.
Yeah, you busy? What's going on?
Did you not read the top stories in Ottawa?
No.
That's old school type machine. Breaking news, Jody Mitic goes fishing.
What?
It was the top story for CTV Ottawa.
Yeah.
That I shot a shark at a
Yep.
shark fishing tournament.
Yeah.
Now, this is me just being a little bit of a sarcastic dude. Maybe, so the first article that came out was in Metro, right?
Right.
By a kid that I like him. He's okay. He did an article about me when I was running in the election. I'm not going to say his name here. He wrote a decent article based on what I said to him. The only mistake he made is that he said counselor apologizes.
Right.
I never apologized.
Nope.
I'm not sorry about what happened. What I admitted was that I might have been a little too aggressive in my wording on Twitter when I said, what did I say? 367 pounds of dinosaur, and I shot it in the face to finish it off.
Right.
Something like that.
Yep.
It was a shark. It was a mako shark, not endangered in the waters we were fishing in. Also very controlled. Only 3 sharks total were harvested from the 40 boats that went out in the tournament I was part of. And you're only allowed 1 shark per boat.
Right.
and you don't know the limit for the day or something
Okay.
like that. All I remember is that the captain of the boat, as soon as we hooked it,
Yep.
had to be on the radio to whoever's in charge of these stuff.
Right. Okay.
And if another boat had hauled in their fish before ours, and that was the limit, we would have had to cut the line,
Right. Okay.
and vice versa.
So you're not just a bunch of dudes out there just yanking sharks out of the water.
Yeah, like not everybody gets a shark.
Yeah.
A,
Yeah.
and then B, people were saying it was trophy hunting.
Right.
Nah, man, I would never kill anything that wasn't edible.
Right.
Like somebody compared it to hunting tigers for charity. First of all, that happens, by the way. I don't want to burst anyone's bubble. I would never be involved in it. I think tigers are awesome. Super scary. Would never, ever, ever want to be within 1,000 feet of one, ever,
Of course not.
without a machine gun.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I love tigers. They come near me, I'm shooting them in the face.
It will bite your face off.
It will eat you.
Yeah.
At least for cats, it's a fast death, though.
Right by the neck. You're done.
That's what they say. I don't know. I've never been eaten by a tiger, though. But anyway, my point is that shark got cut up so fast.
right.
We weighed it. Like, you got the picture of me weighing it. Within 10 minutes of that picture, that thing was in baggies being thrown in freezers.
Like
and everybody's like, oh, yeah, it's going to be delicious.
Off to the market.
Yeah, and so then I learned a few other things, though. A great white will get you thrown in jail for probably 20 years.
Okay.
If
that's
you're
good
caught with
amount
it.
of time. Right.
A few other sharks. They're like, you're allowed a mako. I think they said something about a bluefin shark or something.
Okay.
But none of those were caught anyway. And then there was a bunch of other type of, or not a bunch, there was like 2 or 3 other type of fish and or shark that were being caught, but by law, catch and release.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. And and then the hooks apparently are designed to rust out within a few weeks.
No way. That's cool.
I've read that the animals get an infection and die often anyway. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe that was something an anti-fishing person put out. I don't know.
Right.
But point being, Jody Mitic would never participate in something if he thought it was actually going to harm the environment.
Right.
And I want to put that out there.
Right on.
Straight up, despite all my joking around and my sarcasm and my military sense of humor, guys, I love the environment. I have 2 little girls. They're going to have little kids. You know, we need to have green. We need the environment, period.
Yes. Agreed.
Until, I guess, we become the Borg.
Right.
And then we will, I don't know, manufacture it all. But maybe that's the direction we're going anyway as well. I saw a thing about they have invented, someone somewhere in a lab, someone way smarter than us, invented a panel or something that does photosynthesis better than a natural plant.
What?
I'm not sure what the
Okay.
use for that is.
Right.
But, and then also, this is kind of weird direction we're going, but
I love it.
have you heard about in China where pesticides have killed all the bees and all the other pollinating bugs?
Yes.
You heard about this?
Yes.
So guess who does the pollinating now?
Ooh.
The farmers.
Right.
Guess what happened when they started pollinating?
I don't know.
Production went up 30% in the first year.
Come on.
Because it's not random like it is with the bugs.
Right.
Now it's the workers going around literally pollinating every flower.
Right. That
So-
makes sense.
Pollination went up, and
Right.
then more apples got grown. So the government was like, well, then what do we need bees for?
Right.
We got 1 billion people.
Yeah.
Okay, grab some sticks, start pollinating. And they grow more food now.
Right. Huh.
And they're also developing robotic bees
Little
for
baby
pollination.
bees?
I don't know. Better. Well, one day someone's going to turn them into giant bees that are just going to go around jacking people off the street,
Yes.
right? And be like,
Yes.
you'll be ganked off the street by a giant wasp that was built by some secret government agency.
Absolutely.
But that's in like 100 years. We'll be long dead.
Nah, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. Vive la resistance.
That's right. That's right.
Anyway, whatever.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
What got you fishing all these sharks was a real good cause.
Well, exactly where I was about to go. Operation Restored Warrior, and I was invited by my good buddy Paul Shull, who will be on the podcast soon, perhaps remotely,
Okay. Yep.
but we got to test it first.
Right.
I don't
yeah.
want no crickly, crackly,
Can't sound
in and
like
out.
he's in a wind tunnel.
No,
stuff
no,
like that.
no,
It's gotta
no.
be nice.
It's got to be good, but we might get him to Ottawa in July.
Okay.
So maybe that's when we'll do it. But the point is, he invited me to Operation Restored Warrior. Sorry, rewind a little tiny bit. Warriors for Warriors shark fishing tournament
Okay.
in New Jersey that raised money for Operation Restored Warrior, which is a program run by a retired American Air Force PJ. They're basically Air Force medics.
Right. Okay.
And of the 700, and it's for veterans that have attempted or contemplated suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul is not a veteran, but he's gone through the program. So there's been a few civilians that have gone through. But of the 700 that have gone through, guess how many have killed themselves since?
I don't know.
0.
That's good
All
numbers.
700 are still with us.
Those are good numbers.
I'd call that a win.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. And so they don't charge a dime. It's in Colorado. You get to go to this great place, apparently. Awesome ranch somewhere. And it's, if I remember correctly, all in, it's like $1,800 a person,
Right.
American.
Yeah.
And so the $150,000 raised last weekend will pay for roughly 150 guys,
Amazing. That's great.
I think. If I suck at math, unless it's ballistic charts. So why wouldn't we want to do that?
This sounds like something we want to do.
Sounds like something we absolutely want to do, right?
Absolutely.
So they get no funding from the government. They're completely run by donations. And we have all these people that are, I met awesome guys down there. I met some ex-American infantry guys. I met another Air Force PJs. There was a Navy SEAL guy there that, as well, I think will be on the podcast one day, maybe. He runs anybody listening in the Florida, Orlando area, look up Trident. Uh-oh. He's going to get mad at me. Trident Fitness, I believe. Great guy.
Is he getting like soldiers ready to go? Is he getting them after they come back?
Yeah, Trident Fitness near Orlando. No, he has it's for anybody.
Okay.
He does do some contracting work where he'll train security forces or whatever. But he'll take you off the street and he'll say, "Well, what do you want to do?" And you'll be like, "Well, maybe I want to defend myself a little bit better. I want to be healthier, this, that, and the other thing." He'll put you through, because he's a Navy SEAL.
Right.
So he knows all about like hand-to-hand combat, how to shoot pistols, how to shoot machine guns, how to be healthy, how to stay fit, and then what he can't do himself, he brings other guys in. So if you want to learn how to drive awesomely, like someone's trying to kidnap you, whatever, like he doesn't care. He's just like, if whatever program you want to do, pay me and I'll teach you.
He can do it.
And then he has this dog, and I'm gonna get the name wrong, but they're Belgian Malinois. Oh, okay, sorry, folks.
I think
Belgian Malinois.
Okay.
Malinois, Belgian Shepherd, sorta.
Right. Because I saw the
And
picture.
check this out, though.
Tell me.
He got his dog, and his dog's named Miko. She's
Yeah.
about 40-something pounds. She's a little bit small for that breed. Amazing dog.
Yeah.
Amazing dog. Okay, when I say amazing 3 times, Jody's excited.
It's big time.
Amazing dog. So basically, I'm getting a new dog.
Okay. Adding to the squad.
I'm adding to the squad, but this is going to be like my buddy that's going to go everywhere.
Yep.
And if the situation calls for, that's my backup.
Oh shoot.
Oh yeah.
That. Okay.
That's how well trained these things are. But anyway, he knows a friend of mine who's ex-Canadian Special Operations.
Yep.
Because they both got their dog from the same place here in Ontario.
Okay.
Baden Canine.
Cool.
And I'm going to say their name because they, for 45 years, apparently have been putting out some of the best security and companion dog, or not companion, working dogs.
Right.
On the market.
That's awesome.
Or in the industry. It's crazy. The background on this company, until I get more permission, I won't say much more. Their dogs are incredible.
Awesome.
And so my buddy Kevin, okay, first name, no big deal. My buddy has 2 of them.
Yep.
And this guy has 2 of them. So he has one, his wife has one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if maybe Alana and I can't get one each.
Right.
I know 4 dogs would be a lot of work, but these dogs aren't that much work.
Right.
Because they're so well trained.
That's awesome.
Now, that means that I got to get trained, though, on how to train the dog and keep the
Correct.
dog's training up.
Right.
But they also have things where you can go back for, like, refresher. So you take the dog in, you get a refresher. Do that, like, every 6 to 9 to 12 months.
Super cool.
And they're willing to, like, come to you, maybe. Or,
Right.
you know, if you know guys in your area, you can get together. Crazy stuff. I mean, amazing. So, yeah, that's why I was shark fishing. And I don't regret a second of it. I just admit that maybe I shouldn't have said I shot it in the face. But Twitter, 150 characters. I was just stating a fact.
Yep. Yeah, because you're not pulling that thing on board when it's alive. With with those big ass chompers on it. No.
I mean, we shot it through the head twice, and it didn't stop biting. And it was dead. You could tell it was dead, but it didn't stop biting because it's so hard. These guys were telling me that you could fillet it, throw it on the grill, and the muscles are still twitching. That's how hardwired these things are to survive.
Right.
So they wouldn't bring it aboard until the thing stopped biting.
Okay.
Because, like, you could just be walking by and accidentally, like, your foot goes near the mouth and, like, chomp.
Yeah.
There's even videos on, like, Google or YouTube of a guy, like, I think he's, like, joking around. He sticks his foot or his hand in the mouth, and the shark's just, like, chomp.
Oops.
And it's dead.
Yeah.
It's just, but it's a reflex of the nervous system.
Right.
So yeah, so we get on the boat and they're like, yeah, so we have a 12 gauge shotgun with slugs, or we have a 30-30 lever action. And I'm like, for what? And they're like, oh, well, you're the sniper. We figured you could shoot it. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, we're fishing. What are you guys talking about? They're like, no, you don't bring a shark on board till you shoot it through the brainstem. And I'm like, oh,
Okay.
yeah, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are the experts.
Yep. Play
Right?
the game.
Yeah. So anyway, great time, lots of fun. Honestly, I'm not a fishing guy.
Okay. I love fishing.
Figured out why I don't go. Oh, not figured out, but got reminded why I don't go out on boats 60 miles off the coast because I throw up.
You sick?
I added a little chum to the water. But I don't eat seafood anyway.
Right. Okay.
Me personally, I tried a little bit of the shark.
Yeah.
I was like, tastes like fish to me.
Yeah. It kind of tastes like a regular whitefish. I've never had it before. I don't think
know.
I've ever had it.
It's like, you know how tuna looks delicious?
Right.
Well, I guess if you like it, it is delicious. Like, I see a tuna fillet and I'm like, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
Or salmon too, same thing. I'll see
Right.
a salmon fillet and I'll be like, that looks delicious. Then I'll eat it and I'll go, it's fish.
Right. Okay.
It's goddamn fish.
Yep. Yep.
And I look at shrimp and I'm like, yeah, on land, that's a cockroach.
Yes.
Ain't nobody throwing cockroaches in pots and boiling them.
That's true.
Well, I mean, I guess you would if you had to.
Sure, you could.
Guess what a lobster is? That's a bug that on land you'd take a sledgehammer to.
Right.
You would be
Yeah.
imagine if lobsters lived like they would just find them like crawling around.
Be terrifying.
You'd be running around with a golf club,
Yeah.
smashing them things. You wouldn't be like,
Absolutely.
I wonder what that tastes like in a pot.
Yeah.
I'm just
You
saying,
would not do that. It's
I
true.
don't think so.
It's 100% true.
Unless maybe we would.
Well, no. No, sir.
Yeah, it's
It's
not like you see a bug in your backyard.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my
thinking how it
point.
tastes.
That's my point on freshwater fish. I don't mind, but again, you know what? If I was like Tom Hanks and Wilson,
Yeah.
I'd eat the shit out of seafood.
Of course.
But I'm not that guy. Not yet. Not right now.
No.
Anyway, I grew up. My genes, I'm convinced, come from the central mountains of Europe somewhere.
Yeah.
You know,
not a lot of fishing.
I got a
up there.
little bit of Nordic in me because
Yep.
I am German, and a lot of German blood is Nordic. But yeah, the rest of me is far from the coast.
Okay.
Right? The Nordic genes haven't outweighed the meat and potatoes guy.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Steak.
Potatoes. I could live off that forever. Actually, I
course.
got some steak back at the house I might eat before I go to bed.
I might come over.
Okay. Blah, blah, blah. I shot a shark for a good cause, and it totally didn't do anything to the environment.
You know where else I saw a shark?
Where?
I saw the shark in the sinkhole off Rideau Street today. Honest to God. That's how big this thing was. There was a shark.
Are you talking about the sinkhole downtown that's threatening to swallow all of Ottawa?
Yes. Yes, that's the one.
So
There's
we're,
sharks
you know,
with lasers
so
on their
every other Wednesday we sit in council.
Mm-hmm.
And council, for anybody listening, is kind of like it's our time to govern the city. So we do that every other week, where we get together, and in between, we do all of our committees. We have all of our meetings. We kind of hammer out what motions we want to pass at council.
Yep.
And then when they're presented at council, if you weren't on the committee that presented it, you can ask questions. You can do that at the committee as well. You don't have to be on the committee to talk at the committee. But also, it's your last chance if there's a problem, or if you don't like it, or if you want to change it, or if you like it but you see something that was missed.
Right.
But once it's voted on, that's it. It's over. So usually everything's. That's why council meetings can be pretty quick. Everybody thinks that we don't debate or anything, but we do. We just do it at committee mostly.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we start at 10, around 10:20, 10:30. We start noticing a lot of activity amongst the staff and the city planner, and guys are running up to the mayor, and we're all like, oh, there's something going on.
Yeah.
And then on Twitter, like I check my Twitter, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
The city's being swallowed.
Well, at first it was just it was a sinkhole, but it wasn't that bad.
Right. Yeah. It started out small.
And then by the time committee or council was done, it had doubled. And then by the time I got up to my office, it had tripled.
Right.
And then they're like, and then we're looking out the window of my office, and there's like fire trucks and police cars and city crews like just flying downtown. And they're like, oh, okay, now everybody, you have to stay back to here.
Right.
And then like half an hour later, be like, okay, everybody has to stay back to here. And I'm like, what's going on? And then that aerial picture came out.
Right.
And I was like, we're gonna lose the Westin.
Right.
The
Yeah.
whole hotel's just gonna fall
Well,
in.
they evacuated the Rito Center, did they not?
Well, apparently a gas line broke, so they evacuated the
Right.
Westin and the Rito Center.
Okay. Yep.
And the last thing I saw, it's pretty awesome actually. There's all these cement trucks.
Yeah.
With these just crazy, it looked like a super transformer.
Okay.
It looked like if you wanted to form, like just like Cementatron.
Yeah.
Right.
Cementatron.
And there was like all these hoses like spraying concrete everywhere, and I guess this is like a special type of concrete.
Cool.
I was listening to Matthew Fleury, the counselor for the area, say this is a special concrete that they've brought in to try and shore up the ground and fix, like stop it where it is.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't heard anything that it's gotten worse, so I assume it's working.
It's like a super duper spray foam.
Yeah, it's like they said it was like a yogurt type of cement. I'm not like yogurt consistency maybe
Right.
at first. I don't know. Anyway, and they've got the water pumped out, but we got a big old hole in the middle of downtown right now.
Yeah. Yikes.
That's crazy though.
super crazy.
I just like water can cause so much damage in such a hurry. It's just amazing, and that's what they first assumptions are, that it was a water main break.
Right. Yeah.
Totally possible, man. Like, you never know, some things just break, and water mains are one of them.
That's right.
But apparently it made it on USA Today.
Is that right?
So Ottawa is international. I'm not sure if that's a big deal.
Okay.
It's got its own Twitter account.
Right.
It's got 1 million memes. There's T-shirts already for sale that say, I survived the sinkhole of 2016.
Of course there is. Who's making these Twitter accounts for these things? 'Cause that person's awesome.
Yeah, maybe people with no jobs.
Right? Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Just extra time.
I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
I
Very
remember
good.
that
like it.
bird that was attacking people on Parliament Hill?
Yeah. Yeah.
like
yeah,
a few
yeah.
years
That's
ago?
right. That's right.
I know a guy who started a Twitter account for it.
Yeah.
But instead of making it like a bird, he actually made the bird like very linguistic.
Okay.
Like if I did it, I would have been like, "Caw! I'm a bird. Caw!
Yeah, yeah.
Stay
I'll
away from
get
my
you.
nest.
I'll
Caw!"
get you.
Yeah. Instead, he was all like, "I debate this policy as a bird," and I'm like, "Oh man, you can't write like that. It's a bird."
Yeah, he blew it.
Yeah, he kind of blew it. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, sharks. Everyone saw that documentary Shark Water,
Right.
which I saw too. Don't get me wrong, terrible stuff.
Right.
But in these waters, and I know we're going back to sharks for a second. Why did I go back to sharks? I totally went off track there. Sorry, guys. I know we were talking about a sinkhole. Oh, somebody sent me the sinkhole picture with the shark in it, by the way. And they said, oh, I guess we could have used your shooting skills here, huh?
Oh.
Hey, because I'm the guy who shot a shark.
Right. Yeah. That's funny.
Nobody else in the world has ever done it. Oh yeah. So the last thing I'll say on it is that there's more sharks and they're bigger than ever in those waters.
Right.
So whatever conservation measures are being taken must be working. And
Yeah.
guess who wants more sharks? But just guess.
Who?
Guys who make money fishing for sharks?
Right.
Just gonna go ahead and say that.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So they're not out there like just drag netting, pulling up dolphins and turtles and sharks and goldfish. Like it's, again, it's very controlled, it's very regulated. They know they screwed up and they hunted them too much back in the day. But now, they're trying to make amends, right?
A lot of people don't realize how important conservation is, like in the form of hunting, that the government controls these. They control, like for deer, for example.
Well, most of the money for that stuff comes from hunters.
Yeah.
For paying for permits, paying for licenses, paying for all kinds of stuff. They estimate there's more deer now in North America than there was when Columbus arrived.
And if we leave
Because we
deer alone to do whatever they want, they're going to starve to death. They're going to
Well, whatever. That's Mother Nature. Like Joe Rogan always says that you're going to hit them with your car. I'm like, I don't really care about that. If they all starve to death, that's like the cycles, right? They say every 7 years, all the rabbits die.
Right.
Because they just get to a population that the environment can't sustain.
Yeah.
And the survivors of this collapse repopulate. It's not a big deal.
Right.
And then the number of predators goes down and blah, 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 blah. Like, it's all a cycle. That's nature. I'm just saying, it's just like our forests. We've protected them to the point where they burn too much.
Right. True.
Right? Because burns used to happen all the time anyway.
Yep.
We've protected and fought the forest fires to the point where the forests are now just like tinder boxes, and the slightest spark is a complete disaster, and you get a Fort McMurray.
Right.
Or the thing that just happened in California again.
Right.
Because
Keeps
the
happening.
burnout is why we don't need a history lesson in nature right now.
Yeah, it's true.
It's getting late.
Yeah.
So full disclosure, real quick, I'm just going to talk for a second about this. We had a guest tonight, and things didn't go as planned. And I'm going to apologize to you guys right now that we're going to debate whether or not we put this podcast out. But as for my position, it was compromising, and also for the guest, we felt like we couldn't, in good conscience, put out what we did. Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. We don't think it would have been full of really good information for everyone.
No. Well, there's that, and I feel like the guest didn't realize how much he may have compromised himself.
Right. Okay. Yep.
And me.
Yes.
In his testimony on the subject. And if you saw my tweets and my Facebook posts that I've since taken down, you know who it was. Great guy, passionate, super smart, frankly, I think. But, I just can't have that happening on the podcast. And again, even for him, I don't know if he realized how compromising he was to himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even I didn't realize until we did the after action report and it was pointed out a few of the things, and I went, oh yeah, that's no bueno.
No.
Anyway, well, that's enough about that, guys. You may hear some of it, you may not. We might chop it up a little bit. We might have him back to try and do it again at some point. But yeah, we just in good conscience can't do that to him. So I got a question from a guy. Actually, real quick before I do that, I want to talk about the book Ghostkeepers here by my buddy Scott Casey, who was in the RCR and was one of the first soldiers into Bosnia when the UN declared a peacekeeping force would go.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I've seen you carrying this around.
Yeah, the book. Well, I got it. He gave me an advanced copy, and I don't want to talk about it too much, but when it comes out, we're going to have him on.
Awesome.
And it goes to print in a couple weeks.
Okay.
And we're going to have Scott on here, and I'm going to teach him a little bit about social media so we can, I shouldn't say I'll teach him, but I'll try and show him how much it helped me with my stuff. And And hopefully we can get another bestseller from a Canadian soldier out there.
Very cool.
It's a really great book. And Scott, if you're listening, congratulations. It's a great book. I've been reading it, and I can't wait to finish it. What was the other thing? Oh, right. I got an email from a guy, and I told him that I would read it on the air here. Here we go.
You got this today?
This is from our friend on Instagram, Thomas Bird 9. Thomas _ Bird 09. Okay, so this is a bit of a read, so bear with me for a second here, guys. He's a fan of the podcast. He heard me on Jocko. I'm an Iraq-Afghan veteran. I've been out of service for 10 years. I am not a lazy man. However, I have an issue staying motivated. I stay busy. I finish most everything I attempt. I just feel that I lack the want to. Quote, want to, unquote. I feel I only finish projects so that they are completed rather than because it is something I want to do. This includes hobbies that I enjoy. I know this is a bit of a dichotomy, Jocko's favorite word. How can one enjoy a hobby then not be motivated to finish said hobby? Example, making knives. I think about this heavily until it becomes time to begin a new project. Then I lose motivation. If I try to walk away, it eats at me till I must finish. Once finished, the cycle begins anew. How do you find, instill, and nurture true motivation within yourself? Dang-a-lang, Thomas. I think you just described the human condition.
Yes. I would say that's
for the
accurate.
most part.
Yes.
I would say, first of all, cut yourself a little bit of slack. I know it's impossible because I get told the same thing all the time. I think it's the human condition to want to do something but consider it too hard to do.
Yeah. I mean, I see a lot of it. I see a lot of it in fitness.
Or we, I don't know. Maybe we're oversimplifying it too, though. Because it's not true at all, actually. Some people get obsessed with stuff. But is that healthy?
Yeah, but I mean, I think some people do, and they cure that with taking like massive amounts of action, and then some people will obsess and then can never take that action with it. And not that one is necessarily that much better than what the other one is. It depends on what your result from that is.
So his main issue, though, is that he loses motivation after he started a project. I feel that. And how do you find, instill, and nurture true motivation within yourself? Well, Thomas, if you listen to the Jocko podcast, that's actually an issue I've been dealing with for a while, because I love just, and I keep falling back on this, but I loved soldier. And now whenever I do something, it's always being measured against being a sniper or leading guys into combat, or just, like whenever I felt like I was the coolest guy on earth.
Yep.
Everything else is being measured against that. I think Jocko, when I asked Jocko this, pretty much the same question, he kind of oversimplified it by saying, make a list and then make it happen. Okay, that's great for a guy like Jocko to say, because he's never faced this issue, obviously.
Right.
Well, he admitted to... Sorry, no, that's not true either. He admitted to that he did face it when he got back from combat. I don't want to write guys' evaluation reports because it doesn't matter anymore compared to combat. But it only took him a couple months to shake it off.
Right, that's right. I remember.
And I think I'm just going to tell you what has been working for me a little bit. You make a to-do list.
Yep.
And you remember that what you've decided to do is A, for yourself, and B, I assume, for someone else.
Right.
And how I keep myself honest lately is you guys, the fans, and the listeners. And before that, the social media followers.
Yep.
I hired you as my personal trainer, and that got me to a point where I was like, okay, well, I'm paying someone and now they're waiting on me, so I better get to the gym.
Yeah.
And did it work every day? No. But it got me out of that rut that I was definitely in, where I would try and wake up and go,
Yep.
But once I hired you, I'm like, oh, well, I better go. I spent all this money, and there's a human being waiting for me at the other end of this timing.
That's right.
And now I go to the gym for myself.
Yep.
And I'm bodybuilding to get to that next level. And I'm going to be 40 and I want a six-pack before I'm 40. Whatever. Who doesn't? Right?
Of course.
Wants
Obviously.
A few cool photos. So to instill it, find, instill, and nurture. So that's, you have to find it. You have to find a reason.
Yep.
Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
And Thomas, this is not advice I would take to the bank. This is just what I'm thinking. To instill it, you have to begin the process. They say, what does it take? 7 times for something to become a habit or something like that?
I think there's all different ones, but it's like 21 days or it's X amount of repetitions. There's lots of different numbers out there, but it takes doing it consistently.
Yeah. And nurture, that's the one I can't answer for you, because the find and instill are the two ones that you got to do, and then the nurture is what happens once you've done those.
That's right.
Then you got to build on it. You got to water that, flower. You got to let it grow, and you got to tend to it.
Yep.
And that's, I guess, the discipline. Nurturing is discipline. True motivation, I guess, is something that is only for yourself. You can say it's for others all you want, but at the end of the day, the only person you really have to answer to is yourself.
That's right.
And I've given myself others to answer to: you, Luke, Bethan over here, my wife and kids, obviously are number 1 and 2 and 3. But at the end of the day, they're going to love me no matter what.
Yep.
It's mostly me I got to be accountable to.
For sure.
And so you have to just do all the things that you have to try. I've tried a lot of things to make myself accountable to myself. And one of the ones that works the most, you ever looked in the mirror and called yourself a pussy?
Yeah.
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 I never used to do that.
Right.
But now it's like, I'll be like, I'll wake up for the gym and I'll get up and I'll go to the washroom and I'll be looking in the mirror and it'll just be like, it's so easy to just go back to bed.
Yeah.
And then I'll look in the mirror and I'll be like, not today, sailor.
Yep.
Let's go.
Get out there.
Get out that. Because once you're out the door, it's fine.
Yeah.
And it's just that initial.
Good.
And just like, so Thomas likes to make knives. For sure, once he's in the knife shop or with his grinder and his piece of metal, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
It's the getting it going. I don't know if that answers any of his question. Luke, you wrap it for me.
I don't know, but I think that what I see a lot is results is the biggest motivator. But what you need to ensure that you're doing is ensuring that you have the tools to be successful.
Yeah.
Right? So in order to get that result, you got to make sure that you're putting enough time aside for yourself to be able to do it. Whether it's you need 3 hours to start the knife on a or to start the process on making a knife, then you need to make sure that you have that time set aside so that there's not more obstacles to overcome. Right?
You just pointed something out. Do you ever not call like one of your service providers because you just don't want to be on the phone with them?
Yes.
Like, I'm with Rogers, and who are you with?
Rogers.
And how much does it suck to call Rogers about something?
It's less than awesome.
I should be careful. They don't necessarily present the best customer service model.
Sure.
Perhaps by accident.
Maybe.
Perhaps by design.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying it's never a quick call.
That's right.
Minimum 30 minutes.
Yeah.
To fix something or change something.
Yeah.
So what do? you don't do it.
No.
And that's I think that's the point.
Yes.
And so like you're saying, so if I got to call Rogers, I got to know I got at least 30 to 60 minutes depending on how complex an issue.
Right.
I mean, it's just a cell phone. It shouldn't be that hard. But like Alana and I went a solid 2 weeks without voicemail because I just didn't want to call.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've been meaning to make changes in our plan for I don't even know how long. But,
Changes that would probably save you money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's worth it for that one more month to not have to deal with them for that hour or two, especially when you're trying to save money.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think, Thomas, you got to make a to-do list, and you got to keep making that list. You know what, man? I make a to-do list every other day, and half the time, it's 9 of the 10 items are the same.
Right.
I've managed to cross off maybe 2 or 3,
Yep.
maybe 1, maybe none.
Right.
But I got my Moleskine notebook. I got my pen that's always in my pocket now. And whenever I have a moment, I'll pull it out and I'll try and make a few notes. And I'll say, I will go to the gym tomorrow. I have eaten this today.
Yep.
I have to do the podcast with Luke.
Yep.
I need to remember to talk about Thomas's question.
That's right.
You know what? Like it's even written in my book, talk about Thomas_Bird09's question.
Yep.
Think about it. I had to put aside time to think about it today while my daughter was at ballet.
That's right.
She's in doing her, no, not ballet. Today was Irish. She's in doing her Irish dancing.
Yep.
I'm thinking about Thomas's problem.
Yep. For sure.
And then after that, I did a few emails. And I read a little bit of Ghostkeepers.
Right on.
I need about 6 more hours in a day.
Yeah. That would help.
Just putting that out there. Anybody wanted to go ahead and change the clocks for me? That'd be awesome.
I think the biggest thing is to be consistent. Keep showing up.
What do they say? Success is 90% showing up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even if you don't do anything, go in your knife shop.
That's right.
Just walk in there and look around. And then if you don't do anything that day, whatever. One of the ways I got over my injury, and I've written about it in the book, Unflinching: The Making of a Canadian Sniper, available at Amazon, Chapters, and anyway, it's available almost anywhere.
Yeah, I see it all
Just
over
had to
the
plug
place.
the book a little bit. I mean, this is my podcast,
yeah,
right?
Well, you might as well.
I told myself when I had lost my legs, I wouldn't. I started using the handle "Never Quit." That was my motto, and it didn't mean I would kill myself to walk again.
Yep.
All I said to myself is like, if every day all I can do is put my legs on for a minute and walk 10 steps and then walk back and take them off because of the pain. And some days that's all that happened. Some days the pain was so excruciating to wear them, but I said I'll do it every day.
Yeah.
Even if it's just put them on, stand up, and sit back down. You're going to put them on and you're going to stand up, you're going to sit back down, but you're going to do it.
Yep.
And that's what I did. And guess what? I went from no legs to walking within less than 3 months.
Awesome.
Right? And then I ran within 14 months. Well, I was running, but I actually ran in a 5K within 14 months because I just gave myself that task. I said, you will not quit.
Yep.
And that doesn't mean you kill yourself or you go till you pass out. You got to do something every day.
Just keep
a
going.
little something. And even if all you do for your day is you draw out the knife you want to make.
Right.
Or maybe you talk to a buddy about what knife he wants that you should make.
Yep.
If you do that for 3 months, who cares?
Yeah.
Eventually you'll make a knife. I've had my buddy make me a knife. It's awesome.
Right on.
Pretty dope.
Right on.
So Thomas, what I think you should do, make a list, and anyone will give you this advice. Guys that make me feel lazy, that's the one of the things they always say is make a list. And then become accountable to yourself that these are actual goals that you want to attain. Me, for the bodybuilding, it was because I said for years I wanted to get back in shape. But now it's like, no, you're going to be 40. It's a 10-year anniversary getting blown up. You will be in shape for that moment. And it's going to happen.
Right on.
And then now you want to have a hobby and you want to be consistent with it, then you have to put the time aside. If it means getting up early or going to bed late, that's all you got to do. And eventually you'll get there. And again, you know what? Just like I was saying, it's pretty easy for Jocko to say that because he's never had to deal with what I have. But I've never had to deal with what he had to either.
That's right.
None of my guys were killed in combat.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my friends were, but not my guys. Right. I was the one that got wounded.
Yep.
If one of my guys had got wounded, I would have been devastated.
Yeah.
Because I made them a promise I'd bring them all home.
Yep.
And then when I got hurt, they're like, hey, you broke your promise. I was like, no, I didn't. You guys are fine.
Yeah.
But become accountable to yourself, Thomas. Number one. Yep. You know what? That's my advice. Become accountable to yourself.
I like that.
Go with that. I like that. How long we got? 50 minutes.
Yep.
Anything else you want to talk about, buddy?
I think that's it.
That's it.
I think so.
I think, we've done a lot of podcasting tonight, but we can't use a lot of it. I want to thank you guys for listening. We're up to almost 3,000 downloads in 3 episodes. Super humbling. Keep buying my book, Unflinching: The Making of a Canadian Sniper. If you want to find Luke Rowan, where can they find you?
Coach Luke Rowan on Instagram and the Twitters. And
I'm Jody Mitic, JodyMitic on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. But honestly, guys, I barely Snapchat because I honestly can't really figure out what I'm supposed to be doing there besides guys send me messages and I answer them, and then they disappear, and I don't remember what we were talking about.
Right.
Which is cool. Tim Kennedy sent me a message. Kind of nice of him. Thanks, Greco Orleans. You guys are awesome. I think eventually we'll have some other stuff going on in here, and I'm going to stop saying before every word. Firehouse Coffee, Firehaus, is fueling our podcast late into the night.
Oh, yes.
Local Ottawa firefighter. Please support him if you can find him. He's on Facebook page, Firehouse. Again, the house is spelled Haus. Anybody else we need to thank?
I want to thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, come on. Buddy.
Oh, come on.
Right.
Hey, don't thank me. Thank the Queen.
I will. Thank you, Queen.
This is the Jody Mitic podcast. Thanking the Queen. We're out.